Hello everyone, and welcome back to Three-Dimensional Doors. Right now, you may be wondering why I'm wearing Pew as his oversoul right now. Well, you see, the answer is very, very simple. A demon penguin from another dimension contacted me on my computer and told me that I am royally screwed. Not to mention I've been hearing whispers all around the office and seeing shadow people by the door. But, anyways, after my review of Steaks, the Adventure Time miniseries, I had gone into the kitchen to most likely get food. I forget why. But I went into the kitchen and found someone with a certain book. A book that I saw and said, I must have. So I took it from them, grabbed a lot of money, and said, take it! And then I ran out of there with the book. And that is what we're reviewing today. Marceline and the Scream Queens. Yeah. But anyways, since this comic is basically in a trade-ish kind of thing, I'm not quite sure. I really should look up things since I'm reviewing comic books. But because it reads somewhat more just like a regular, well, like a graphic novel, I am going to read this from chapter 1 to the last one, which will probably last a few episodes of the Three-Dimensional Doors. So, just so everyone knows, we're going to make sure we cover every last bit of this. Kinda. We're going to summarize some things. So, we're going to cover it majority. Yeah. Anywho, let's look at the cover, where we find Marceline, Peebles, and BMO on top of a pile of rock and roll stuff. Marceline rocking on her guitar as fire shoots from it as she laughs into the sky, while Peebles has her arm wrapped around Marcy's leg and looks worried as BMO gets struck by lightning. Metal! Also, this is kind of reminiscent of like rock and roll cover albums like from the 80s. So pretty nice. Also, you can make the argument that those pictures that have like a main character with a girl wrapped around their leg could kind of give a little more solidity to Marcy and PB possibly being a couple at some point in the past. Team Marceline all the way! Step aside, Finn! Anywho, let's look in the story. On page 1, we get a little info about Marcy's band. Keela, lead guitarist, classically trained as a purveyor of rock, will bite anything but style. Because she can't bite this.
Can't touch this.
Bongo, ghost of a really famous drummer. Really? Yes, a very famous drummer. Bongo the Monkey. So famous for hitting a bongo and making it almost sound like music. Parties and drums. So much, it's scary. Guy. Are we even trying to come up with names anymore? Is Marceline's new name just gonna be Vampire? Super mysterious keyboardist, moody, dreamy, a mystery. What's up with him anyways? Yeah, what's up with him? He's in a story with vampires. He is contractually obligated to have his shirt off at least every 5 minutes. And, you know, spray himself with body spray. Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking about sparkling fairies. Not vampires, my bad. Anywho, last in the band is Marceline herself. Marceline, vampire queen, bassist, composer, and lead singer. She doesn't stop. We can't stop her. Help! Nope. Anywho, over to the next page, we see the Candy Citizens hanging up red papers. Are they trying to trap Marceline? Ooh, a red piece of paper. Ooh, red piece of paper. Ooh, a red piece of paper. We then begin with Marceline setting off the dialogue. This is it, you guys. New sound, new album. New boots. Bongo. Do you wear Marceline's clothes when she's away? Our first full-on tour. I've been psyching myself up for this for thousands of years. We're gonna rip people's brains out! Don't say that in the world of Adventure Time. It might actually happen. Meet some cool ladies. And learn to walk! We'll be doing so much more than that, you guys. Our band's gonna change lives. If you rock their brains out, it sure will. Next scene, we have the group jumping off their treehouse as it explodes behind them. Bongo gives a sad look as if he remembered all his afterlife savings were left in that treehouse. We then cut to the candy cellar where Pepbutt and Cinnabon are singing one of the Scream Queen songs. You're gonna be my breakfast, baby. Yeah, you're gonna be my branch. This song done by Scream Queens or More Vor. PB then tells the two to get back to work, setting everything up for the concert. Finn and Jake chime in, dancing as they would, talking about how catchy Marcy's songs are. PB then goes on saying that she doesn't consider rock and roll music, and that it's just brainless goo. Rock is a choice. Marcy then comes in, thanking P-Bubs for the support of her band. Also, asking for the sugar-plated microphone she had asked for before. PB says she doesn't have that kind of equipment, and Marcy goes on talking about PB, saying how she's not really versed into the rock and roll culture. Saying how PB thought Iggy Pop was a type of soda. PB then says that was ages ago, and then she has this to say. Rock is nothing but an image.
Punk is nothing but death, and crime, and the rage of a beast.
My first clip from one of my favorite comic book reviewers. Keep up the good work. And your egomaniacal band has no idea how much work goes into these shows. Marcy then goes on telling PB to go ahead and try to have the show without her band. Then Pep Butt then hands over a candy-plated microphone made of his own flesh and gives it to Marcy. Marcy then takes the microphone and says she'll see PB out there. PB then goes on to saying she won't attend, saying that she's only doing this for her kingdom. But Finn and Jake persuade the princess to go with them. I do like these two pages because it shows that PB and Marcy had some kind of relationship earlier. I don't know about romantic, but you saw mostly like friendship, at least what they're showing right now. And also that this friendship, like they were comfortable making fun of each other. Well, they were then. PB kind of got angry now. And also, it also shows that PB will do anything for her kingdom, even things that she doesn't like, which is kind of like when she leaves the Candy Kingdom later on, assuming this is before she leaves the Candy Kingdom. So, yeah. Later on at the concert, another band finishes up their song, right before Marcy goes on. Why bother anyway? Does it even matter? It doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter. Oh yeah. Wow, the Kool-Aid guy was a real bummer in his old band, huh? Actually, him being from the Candy Kingdom would make some sense. Maybe he's a time traveler! Thanks everyone, we're the Devil King Downers. We have records and stuff? Not that you guys want them. Dudes! This band is such a lumpy bummer! Anywho, PB, Finn, and Jake find a perfect spot to watch the show. Right in front of a bunch of people blocking them of their view. I was going to place a little clip of the Nostalgia Critic calling them a certain word that rhymes with boosh, but my internet's kind of effed up right now, so whoops. Anywho, the show then begins as Marcy and her band rock out. Also, Ghost Sweat. Huh. And Marcy also knows Shadow Clone Jutsu. I guess Naruto must have turned into a vampire at some point to get staked so Marcy could eat his soul. That, or he just annoyed her enough. Also, I have the power! But either way, Marcy's music rocks the hearts of many, and even rocks so hard, it knocks out Finn! But also mesmerizes PB, as the two then look deeply into each other's eyes, longingly, as their souls merge as one, and forever they will... Oh, sorry, I was reading off my Marcy/PB fanfic, Your Forbidden Candy. A little later at what I assume to be the after party, the Scream Queens are chilling out except for Marcy, who asks if they were good tonight. Her band tells her not to worry, and Marcy leaves after one of them asks if she'll be like this the entire tour. Also, apparently Pac-Man died and became a ghost. Ironic? Outside, PB scares Marceline, but then the two start to talk. PB saying how she always looks for structure in her music, but that Marcy's music seems to be only passion, no structure at all. Of course! Rock has no structure whatsoever! You never see a rock artist write down notes for a song. They just wing it every time and hope for the best. Random instruments. Marcy then goes on telling PB that she wasn't totally wrong, that her band is very disorganized. Well, you weren't totally wrong. My band's a mess. We can't even organize our own underwear. Seriously? How hard is it to organize underwear? No, seriously, I'm asking. I don't wear the stuff. Commando all the way! Also, Marcy picks up the waving snail and skips him across the pond. I'm not sure when this is taking place, But I'd like to think the lich is still inside the snail's body and is about to drown. I'll get you, Marceline! Ow. PB then offers for the opportunity to become the band's manager to help manage it. PB saying that she can keep order and also learn to appreciate the type of music that Marcy loves. Marcy then had this to say. Two conflicting personalities on a journey of rock and self-discovery. Lump yeah, great idea, me. The greatest ideas are those taken from others. The next 2 pages we have Marcy, PB, and the band heading out. PB saying that Jake is in charge while she's away from the kingdom. Sure, the insane, criminal, lazy dog will make a great ruler for your kingdom while you're away. Also, she calls Jake king. So, PB just doesn't want the whole queen title, huh? Finn then goes on asking PB what if she comes back a different person? What if you come back as a different person? Some grooving rock and roll lady with 3 heads and 5 arms. Jeez, does rock turn you into a demon or something?
Punk is nothing but death and crime and the rage of a...
I already used that clip. Also, what's with PB's face? What is she going to do to BMO? Anywho, they say their goodbyes as Marcy, PB, and company head off. And LSP tells us the story will continue in the next chapter. You lie, you purple lumpy bag of annoyance! The next chapter is a mini-story! The next chapter, or in this case, an interlude, is a mini-story called Resurrection Song. It's not really part of the main plot, but it kind of fits a little bit with continuity for Stakes, the mini-series. You'll see in a minute. Also, the art changes style a bit, giving it a more dreamy-looking state. I really like it. Marcy, while walking through the forest, finds an abandoned guitar, and then begins to strum it. As she strums it, a golden chimera creature emerges from the guitar, saying it's a genie. It tells Marcy if she plays the guitar, she will be granted 1 wish. Marcy asks if the genie can prove its powers, but it says it can only use magic during a wish. So no musical number about how she could have had a friend like him? Well, this is awkward. Marcy then warns the genie that if he's lying, she will destroy him. Marcy then begins to play the guitar as she sings about her dog, Pickles. Oh, Pickles, wish I could see you again. Never should have let you out of my sight way back when. Even though you ate my sweaters and peed on my guitar. You were my best dog friend, my little rock star. I wish to hear from you wherever you are. After the music is done, the Chimera thanks Marcy for releasing him from the guitar, saying he was cursed to the thing and no one else would play it because they thought he was a monster. Marcy gets angry as she realizes she was lied to, and then she begins to transform to destroy the Chimera. Marcy transforms into a massive panther and grabs the Chimera, but before she could kill it, a small boy comes up, calling the Chimera's name, and begins to hug it, saying how he thought he'd lost his friend. Marcy, shocked and then upset, changes back and begins to leave. The boy then thanks Marcy. Marcy then snaps at the boy. You need to keep better watch over your pet. Next time he might not be so lucky and you'll never forgive yourself. The boy then goes on saying how it was his fault for sealing Anarbis, the Chimera, into the guitar after the Chimera peed on it, but accidentally sent the guitar away on a tornado. Who hasn't lost their pet that way at least once? I did once during a blizzard. Poor Fifi! But he then said to repay Marcy, the boy searched Marcy's mind, much to her displeasure, until a voice comes from the guitar, and the ghost of Pickles then appears as he sings a thank you to Marceline. Oh, Marceline, thank you for all the treats, squirrels, string cheese, and smelly shoes. Thank you for all the belly rubs, doorbells, beaches, and kitty poos. Thank you for all the companionship, tennis balls, tuna fish nibbling. Thank you for being you, Marceline, Marceline, Marceline. After Marcy says thank you, and that was exactly what she needed. And the three then rock out for the rest of the day. And that was chapter 1 and the first mini-story of Marceline and the Scream Queens. So far, this is a pretty fun ride. The art fits well with Adventure Time, and you get set up for Marcy and PB and company heading out on a road trip of grand adventures. Also, this chapter also shows that PB is probably one of the only people that can actually get underneath Marceline's skin. Heck, Marcy was excited for this tour, but soon as PB said it was stupid, she then started doubting herself. that kind of shows like the connection that they had. And I also know that some fellow comic book reviewers don't see a place for music in comic books. But I'd say it's more about the musicians than the music. You just gotta figure out how to balance it well. And heck, I kind of like it. Not to mention showing Marcy and her band in the show, showing the images of that stuff. You can picture rock and roll playing while all that's happening. I extremely enjoyed that. Not to mention, I really did like the miniseries. Even though the art style is different from how the whole main story is, I do like the dreamy colors that come with it. And I do like the little story and a little bit more of how Marceline feels about her losing her dog so long ago, especially if this is the same dog that was in the miniseries Stakes. It was nice and cute, and it showed that she does love her dog and that her dog did love her. Not to mention, the little dog does remind you of one of my dogs, Fifi, but yeah, that's beside the point. Also, that blizzard thing wasn't a joke. That actually happened. Also, I get that the writers wanted Marcy's band to be kind of classic horror style monsters, you know, having vamps, ghosts, and come on, the dude's name is Guy and he's mysterious and he has chin hair. Of course he's probably a werewolf. But with that in mind, I kind of don't like them having two vampires in the band. Mind you, Kayla's not a character I hold any hate for, unlike some characters. But I always kind of felt Marcy was the last vampire. Having another character who is a vampire and also part of the band kind of feels like she was written in as someone who liked Marceline and wanted his or her fan character to be the best friends with her. But still, the story does keep up with the Adventure Time craziness and laughs. And honestly, looking at this, I could honestly imagine their voices as I'm reading this, which is freaking awesome. And I can't wait to show you guys all Chapter 2 in the second episode of Marcy and the Scream Queen. I make it that far. But in the meantime, I think I have guessed.
Rock is nothing but an image, and your egomaniacal band has no idea how much work goes into these shows! I'm Batman!